I'm at the hockey building. Next week I'm going to the soccer. We're gonna have this outdoors over at the women's soccer facility, and then I'm gonna go to tennis after that. So you guys better be versatile and ready to move. But no, all kidding aside, it's a great week for us. Starts tonight, with the Pistons and the Suns here, and two Michigan State guys that are owners, and I look at it a little differently. I look at it as, I think we were a finalist for both Booker and Jones, so I don't know, I'm gonna turn the cold showers on for those two guys, but it was great, and I'm really excited to see them. The Tiger playoff game tomorrow, the State's rocking, and then we're gonna move all the way up to the UP and eat some pasties and have some play up there. So, I mean, it's going to be, I think, an incredible week. With football being off, big hockey game here, as we know, with Boston College. I think the one thing that's been really important for me my whole career is to do things where there's memory makers. And I think, we're going to try to take our players down to that Tiger game, and they're going to be able to see the game tonight. Those are memory makers. We go to Northern. I think Bill Raftery and Lisa Bynington are going to be doing the game, so it'll be an exciting time for all of us, and I'm definitely looking forward to it. My guys, I feel like this last week I've really turned the corner. I'm getting more play out of more people, and more good play out of people that I need to get more good play out of. Book has had the last 4 or 5 days, it's like somewhat different guy. I mean, he's going to maintain that. Jaden has played very well. So I'm excited about my team. I'm excited about our teams here, and I'm excited about the situation in our state. So that covers everything for me. And there's no question that we should have a moment of silence for Fred here, because he's finally got, after 10-year drought, he's finally got his Tigers back in the playoffs.
Basketball never starts till November anyways.
See the way you are, Fred. I tried to give you a compliment, and you came back at me. Well, now for the rest of you guys, are there any questions?
You talk about making memories. This will be a memory. Oh, sorry. You talk about making memories. This will be a memory for you, I would imagine. I guess what is the memory now for you with this, and what are the memories that you kind of feel are going to come back once you get up there?
Yeah, for me, the Midnight Madness, the Mariucci, the announcement of something that, I understand where I played and what was going on, but it was part of something. A lot of people text me and a lot of calls from some important people, so maybe it means more than I even think it should mean, but just kind of remembering back, I wanted to do two things with this. I always wanted to try to give a little back to the places I've been and people that have helped me. I'm going to have my high school coach as one of my honorary coaches there, and that'll be awesome. But more importantly, I think this day and age is, I want my players to see where some of us started, because I do believe we're in too much of an entitled society right now. And there's not a lot entitled up there. And that's why I love it, because I have no interest in entitlement. And so I think it's going to be an educational trip for my players, along with one that'll mean a lot to me. And then, we tried to do this a couple years ago, but, I want to play in the arena. It's not the same arena I played in. That's a different one now, and just 3,000-4,000 people. And so we finally convinced everybody, and our people did some help, and Rick Conley being back there helped, and we got in the dome, and it'll be a little bit more like remember the Houston UCLA game? There's still going to be the football. We're not going to do it like the Final Four, but there'll be some seats around also, but it'll be a happening up there, and hopefully it helps Northern, hopefully it helps us, and with the Big Ten Network putting it on with guys like Raph and Lisa, Steve Shear's going to produce it. He produced 20-some Final Fours. I think everybody's kind of worked together to help out. on something that should be a good event. And to top it off, I mean, Northern Michigan won that league last year. And the last time that happened in Lake Grand Valley, we got beat. So there's a lot of issues here along with the fun, but we'll take a few little tours, I'm sure, a little banquet, debating when we have our pasties, whether it's gonna be during pregame meal. A little hard to do that with a 1 o'clock game. That means you're eating pasties in the morning. But they're gonna get eaten, I promise you all that.
You and Luch don't keep many secrets between each other, so when he popped up on the screen
did
Friday,
keep
what were
that.
you thinking?
I was thinking, wow, how did you keep that secret? Because he was more fired up than even I was. It was, that was a moment, you know, it was a moment because of what it was, but it was a big moment that my best friend who had gone through it with me, is the one that told me. So I give credit to our people, I give credit to Northern's people. I can't give Mariucci a lot of credit, but I thanked him for it, and it was pretty cool.
Hey, Tom, milestones and memories, that's great. Coach Gordy LeDuc, who is he and how much of him have we seen in you over the years?
Well, Gordy LeDuc was the infamous coach where I missed the free throw. That would have sent us to the quarterfinals. That started me off shooting free throws for 100 years, but Gordy came in there. He had coached some really good players at a smaller school in Escanaba, and then came to Northern, and we made it to Iron Mountain, and we made it pretty far, but he only was there 1 year because his hometown was Marquette, and that's where he ended up going and coaching the rest of his career. But yeah, you know, he's one. Tom Clark is another guy I had my senior year, but Gordy has withstood the test of time, and it'll be fun to have him as an honorary coach. It'll mean the world to him, and he comes down for games, him and his brother a lot, his wife. So that'll be fun too, to catch up with him along with a lot of other people. I mean, when I think of Rick Conley, you know, who won a national championship here, but Rick, they started hockey with the money they got from Mariucci's national championship. And so I knew a lot of those first year hockey players, a guy named Donnie Waddell, who's still in the league as a GM, but he was the GM in Atlanta when I interviewed down there for the job. And I had a chance to talk to Donnie and Tom Laidlaw, Steve Weeks, those guys that have played in pro ball and done some good things. So, you know, Rick has come here, and then he went back to retire and then became the AD. So he's had a lot to do with this and helping out too. I talked to him on the phone a couple weeks ago when our people all went up there. Our people all went up there in a little caravan just to check everything out. It was pretty cool because, you know, I'm not sure. There's a lot of Michigan State people that have seemed to have bought tickets. I don't know if they're going up there to see us. It'll be, colors will be in full bloom, and up there's trees every inch, you know, unlike here where there's pockets of them, or they want to see the dome. But one of the three works for me.
That's a good thing.
Tom, you're gonna give your guys the full Uper experience, take the bus up there, pack sandwiches. If you don't play well, you're gonna make them go up the top of the hill.
Yeah, you know, we're not gonna take a bus up there because we still have academic things. So that's the only thing I didn't do because I wanted enough time to be up there and spend some time. But there is a hill by the prison that we used to run, work out, and, you know, it's kind of on the same path as Jerry Rice's Agony Hill, but it was good. I am taking Mike Garland up with us too because I was trying to see if he'd grow that afro out that he had when I was up there with him, but he has no hair now, so he has, you know, he can't do it. But Mike was a big part of helping me up there and then helping me here. So, you know, the only guy that can't make it is Steve. He's got that damn day job, and Sunday's kind of an important day for him. Otherwise, he would have been there. But we're gonna go over to his Beacon House and have a breakfast there, and just try to. I'm gonna try to explain to my guys that giving back to people and remembering where you came from is really important. I got an unbelievable text from Raymar Morgan, who was back here and then he went back overseas after 2 years of finding out playing is better than working. And him and his family went back over, but he just talked about all the things that happened, and he was sad he missed grind week because he had so much fun. And he kept saying, as I get older, I realize how many things, you know, we learned back then. He goes, why didn't I learn those earlier? And so I've said this a lot. I think one of my jobs now is to help this entitlement deal we're in, start finding a way to at least adapt a little bit, but also make sure players know that, you know, helping others and giving back to others is still a very big part when you have a platform to do it, and they have a platform as athletes to do it.
Matt?
You say you're taking the team to the Tigers tomorrow?
Yeah,
How
yeah.
did that come about?
You know, an alum that we knew was able to get a box, and tomorrow was our off day, so I probably just blew it because, you know, I better make sure that, see, now I'm probably in trouble, but when you have an off day, you're not allowed to, well, I'm not forcing them to do this. And you know what? If it's illegal, I don't give a damn. How's that? But, it's our day off, and we always try to find some things, and you know, one of my theories in life is I'm not as big a baseball fan as my counterpart up here, but playoffs are playoffs, and learning how to win and learning how to be around people and seeing the atmosphere. I mean, can you imagine what it's gonna be like down there? You know, it's gonna be, I mean, what a week, you know, you think about it, and you know, we just came off the big soccer game, and you know, we've got this to go to, and then of course we leave on Friday. Our hockey team has 2 big games at home. I don't think it gets any better than this. And being at the playoffs, because it's been a while, as we all know, but I was there last time for a game or 2, and the atmosphere is just so different, you know. And I want my guys to enjoy it and be part of it, and just see what it's like.
And then as far as the overall experience, is it kind of fitting, you take the team to Spain, you get all that kind of glitz and glamour of the overseas trip, and then now you go to Northern Michigan as another preseason?
Are you insinuating that there's no glitz and glamour? I mean, I'm taking them to the trailer park, the house we own next to Buck Nystrom. There's a lot more glitz than you think, you know. The difference is the glitz are plastic things and not diamonds. They're just a little different. They still shine, but it'll be fun. I actually wish I could have bussed up there so that they could have gone over the bridge. And if it was a little windy and they don't let buses over, like when Mike and I played, and you had to sit there for an hour or 2, or when you do go over and it's a little windy, it does sway a little bit. And those are all things that are, you know, I spoke at something last night I did down in Ypsilanti, and there was a woman there, Valerie, that was the gymnastics coach for UCLA for, I think, 17 years. I think she won 9 national championships. And as we were talking, she was kind of narrating this thing, and she said, somebody asked me a question about the UP, and she says, what is a UP? What is a Uper? And I just realized some people are that uneducated that they don't know where in the hell that is. And so I told her, you know, UCLA must not have had a very good geography curriculum out there. And so we tried to educate her a little bit on the UP. But my guys are always going to be like Judd Heathcote said. I told you this story before. Judd took his wife and kids to Mackinac Island, and he pulled up, and he got on the boat and went across. They came back. Judd told his wife to get in the car. As you can imagine how he did that. His 3 kids were in the back seat, and he started driving north. And his wife said, "Where are we going?" And he said, "Shut up. Now, you can't say that. Now the lawyer would get you and sue you for abusing your wife." But he drove over the bridge. She says, "Where are we going?" And he said, "Just be quiet." get to the other side of the bridge, stop the car, he told everybody to get out of the bridge. And, get out of the car, and they did. And he said, now, if anybody ever asks you if you've been to the blankety blank UP, tell them yes, get back in the car, we're going back. It was a true story, verified by his wife. And at least my guys are gonna know what it's like to be in the UP. So this is an educational experience also on geography.
Coach, based on what you saw from your team in Spain, what you've seen so far in practice, what are you looking for as far as some of the keys on Sunday?
Yeah, I'm looking for depth to be a factor. I think depth is gonna be, I'm looking and hoping, because we are starting to shoot the ball better, we shoot the ball better. You know, Jaden and Trace didn't shoot the ball very well over there, and they've been shooting the ball a lot better. Booker and Jackson Kohler have been shooting the ball a lot better. I'm looking to see how our young guys do, especially Jace. So see what our improvements are there. I'm looking to see how Jeremy Fears does now under the lights again. He was good over there. I'm looking for that to take another step up. And then I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna rotate guys, because we do have depth, and yet some of that depth has to step up, or it's gonna be a solid rotation. If it starts to step up a little bit, and one or two guys kinda do that, then, we're still gonna play a lot of guys, but it'll look a little different.
Chris?
It's kind of what I was gonna ask you, how you use this. Do you use this kind of like you did in Spain and do a little more different lineups, or do you kind of, at this point, because you've had that, kind of say, okay, we can try and work
Yeah, it's a
rotational?
good question. The first substitution I might go two groups. In Spain I did that a lot, but after that, I also gotta start preparing for how it's gonna be in the game situation, and we'll try to do some of that. And, even starters, if you remember back to my beginning with Mo Pete, sometimes the best player might not even start. I don't know that yet. I'm not preparing anybody for anything. When I say the best player, I mean sum up, because sometimes you need some shooting coming off the bench. Sometimes you need some scoring. So that's what we're trying to analyze right now. And who fits with who has been really good. Our guys have really done a great job of meshing together. It's been a fun team to coach in that respect.
The second part of that was, because you went through the Spain experience and got to see high-level competition, how much farther along do you feel this team is going into the year?
I came back from Spain, I was really semi-satisfied. We played one really good team, we played a good team, and then we played an average team. And the average team we blew out, the good team we beat, and then the best team we didn't beat. But it was a team from Serbia that I thought was pretty good. We had some turnovers. If there's been one problem when you're trying to play a lot of guys, turnovers are key, and as we know in every sport, turnovers matter, so that's been something we've tried to harp on. But I think the experience was good, because it gave us a little opportunity to see who can handle some pressure, who can't. That was probably the main thing, and I didn't think the moment was too big for like a Richardson or like a Fears, who hadn't played really all last year. I think Kohler and Booker have been our leading scorers in a lot of the things we've done, and I think after a sluggish, just only on his shooting, Jaden has been way better defensively. He's going to the boards better, but he just, now he's making a lot more shots, and which he's a 39% three-point shooter over his career. So I knew that would come, and if those three guys can do that, we can get certain guys to pass the ball. A couple of guys inside, and Coop and Shimon can rebound the ball. Jackson and Book have been very good, both shooting threes, and especially Jackson scoring inside.
Tom, what was Gordy's favorite play at Iron Mountain? Is there a Leduc special or a Glenn Brown special?
Yeah, it was kind of like, what's his name from Northwestern, Chris Collins. Did you ever see The Last Dance? When they said, what was the last play like? And his dad said, well, it was, it to Michael and the rest of you go to hell kind of thing, you know? That's what it was for me, you know, they just gave it to me and I got the score. That's a lie. His favorite place, he was a pretty disciplined coach. We ran a lot, but we, just think, I think back to those years in football, it was Mariucci and I, he was the quarterback, I was the running back. In basketball, we were the two guards. You wonder why we became best friends and lived through a lot together. But, Gordy was really excited, to be a part of it. And my other coach, Tom Clark, and his wife are coming up from Iron Mountain. So those things will be neat. I was really excited that it sold out and the time it sold out. And I tried to tell him we should do like the Final Four and just put standing room in the end zones, let the kids in, and let the little kids in from the UP. So somewhere there's a Tom Izzo up there at 5 that would be dying to go watch Rose play and the different guys I got to. When I was at Northern, when Stan Olbeck was the head coach, can you believe that? So I hope those things all happen, but it's going to be a great crowd.
Jackson Kohler's been playing at the 4 a little bit more. How's that coming along? He's more athletic now. That's working out defensively. How's that
Yeah,
going?
he's really changed his body. Lorenzo's done a great job with some of these guys. Book has really changed his body. So I'm really pleased with that. And Jackson has been is consistent. I think when he got hurt last year, that hurt us. But he's way better than he was last year. Now, what does that mean as we move forward? Who knows? You still got to be able to guard somebody. I said everybody wants to move up a position, centers, forwards, guards, point guards, want to coach the team. Everybody moves up. But at the same time, you got to be able to guard somebody too. And those will be the challenges, but I think, I had Draymond talk to him a little bit about, sometimes you don't have to be as quick, you have to be as smart, you have to study more film, you have to be, you have to use your basketball IQ defensively as well as offensively, which this kid has done all that, so we're going to soon find out, but I like what I've been seeing. We've been really excited about Jesse. As I said, you always recruit guys, and I'm sure you agree with this, you recruit some guys, and you think you got an ace, and he turns out to be just okay. Most of the time, it seems like kids are never as good as the rankings or that you recruited them, because everybody builds them up so much, so there's always some margin for error. This one, the margin for error has been the opposite. He's grown a little bit, he's gotten his body tightened up, he can shoot the ball. And yet he's got some ward in him where he gets under the basket, he's tougher than nails. So, do I think he's ready to play yet? Maybe not quite yet. Does that mean, we would look into talking to him about what he should do? Maybe. That'll be determined. The nice thing is we got a game now, then we got a little time, and as you know, we can play in the exhibition games and not lose their eligibility. But hasn't been something we talked to him about, because we're just waiting to see. And we haven't really had any injuries yet, knock on wood, but as we all know, a couple of years ago when Miles was here, we had 3 bigs that were already out for the year. And so we just hope that doesn't happen. But he has been one of my surprises, and yet he's a freshman.
Tom, you wouldn't think in your career of memory makers that an exhibition game would be in there. But as this gets closer to Sunday, you're pretty fired up about this, aren't you?
Yeah, I am. I'm fired up to bring my team up there. I'm fired up to see the people. I'm fired up to maybe do something for Northern. I'm fired up for my guys because I think they'll have a better idea, I always went to Flint. I always went to Detroit. I always went to Saginaw. I see where those guys were from. They never go where I'm from. And now they're going to get a chance, and maybe that helps them understand me a little bit better. And so I'm excited about that, but I'm really excited that a lot of people from down here are going up. And I think Friday and Saturday night, I am going up there in 2 days, and we just decided we're going to, as I said, make it a little bit historic as far as taking them to places maybe they've never been or never could be. I was almost hoping to take a run to Iron Mountain and take them to the ski jump and show them where Mary Jean and I used to work out and see if they couldn't handle that. they couldn't run the 374 steps of that landing or that scaffold. So it's still, you know, maybe Saturday morning, get up real early and do it. It's a possibility, but if not, it's gonna be an exciting time, and just being around some people. And you know what? As a Division II athlete, and I'm making my first start against Michigan State in my entire career, that hits home a little bit too. It's gonna be the Super Bowl for them. This is their chance, you know.